You're on.
Hello, my name is Amanda Heiler, and I'm here from Aphesco Solutions. It's estimated that there are between 11 to 13 million foodborne illnesses in Canada per year, and most of these which are very preventable. Food sickness can be preventable by very different situations, and it's important that we ensure that we are not getting sick from our food by making sure that it's refrigerated properly or that it's not left out at room temperature when it's not supposed to be. So how often have you put something in the fridge and forgotten how long it's been in there for? Or are you confused whether it's still good or not? Or, are you wondering, is this a little green? Is that supposed to be there? Is this cheese okay? Or am I going to get sick? And you have an important meeting that day, you don't want to get sick or anything like that. So I know this has happened to me before where I've wondered, is this in for too long? So here we are, Aphesco Solutions. We've come up with a product called the Spoil Foil. Let's move on to the next one. So just a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about today. So the spoil foil, this is the image. This is here, I've tried to recreate a little prototype here of what the spoil foil will look like. Basically, it's 8 centimeters by 5 centimeters. It's about half a centimeter thick. It has a reusable adhesive, adhesive tape.
Pressure sensitive tape.
Yes, and it's reusable, so you wash it. It's sticky, and you put it on your Tupperware containers or other containers that you put inside of your fridge for leftovers, or even a cardboard box, from takeout when you went out for dinner last night. So I'll just pass that around if you want to kind of get an idea of that. As you can see, there's an LED array up top, and that displays the amount of days that your food has been in the fridge for. Also, the LED display along the bottom shows there's 2 modes. So in fridge mode, it shows how long it's been inside the fridge, and that's how many by days. And then when it comes out of the fridge, its temperature changes by temperature. So when it comes out of the fridge and it's above 8 degrees, then you get it to switch to the outside of the fridge mode, and now it converts to every half hour. One of the things will light up, and that way you know how many hours you've been outside. So if you go to a barbecue or something and you're scared about your potato salad, you can kind of put this on the side and just make sure no one will get sick after that from eating the spoiled food. So just a quick overview of our management team. We have Graham Cowan, who's our Chief Executive Officer and our President of the Board. He has some background in software development, as well as he was a regional director of his own startup company. Okay, and then we have Surbu, and she was the Vice President of Corporate Development with ASIC, and she has experience working in other technicians and business roles. As well, we have Mike Vogel, who has experience in the product development, and Scott Witzel is our Chief Financial Advisor. He has experience by forming his first company 15 years ago. As well, he's very honest and has good integrity. And myself, I'm a joint major student here with business and molecular biology and biochemistry. So I have a little bit of microbiology background I can bring with respect to the food spoilage issue, as well as the business aspect that I'm trying to work on. So now moving on to our board of advisors. Again, just some people we can go to if our experience is lacking. We can go to them and ensure we can get the right advice. So we have, we won't go into it, but just a list of people. We are lacking, like one of the other groups, we are lacking a little bit more of the industry, the food industry advisors. So we're going to have to look into that as well. About our market, we're targeting, we thought about, there's this idea of trends with aging population, and that sort of thing. And we're looking at the idea of, yes, the aging population, but that market is too small for us right now. We're looking at more of households, who's the primary buyer, which we're looking at basically our target market is mostly, your typical housewife, kind of, she cares about her children. This is a trend for safety and healthcare as well. So looking at the total household market size is 700,000 people. This is the Metro Vancouver area we're looking at. We're planning to expand to the US market, I think in year 3. So basically, this, it's a large market, and it can give you about $7 million profit, assuming we sell each spoil foil for $10. Okay, so with marketing strategy, we have a few points here. We just want to try to get market penetration, being first to market. And I'm aware that you, sometimes as the first to market, you do kind of suffer a little bit of, there are problems along the way with being the first one to hit the market. However, we think it's best to we can just get as much penetration, get as much awareness as possible. We're working on a patent. Also keeping our cost of production low and our price at a reasonable price. This will increase our barriers to entry for competition. Our competition is very slim right now. There's no similar product on the market that we've found. However, there is just plain Tupperware or thermometers, different sort of things like that. So we will have more expertise in this industry as we continue along. Our branding and positioning will have to be very important as we hope to develop relationships with Tupperware, like Rubbermaid, Tupperware, and that sort of thing in the future, and they can perhaps adapt our product into their products. So we're looking into doing that. Therefore, branding is important so that the customers can recognize simple things such like our LED display and that sort of thing, know right away, oh, that's a spoil foil that will help me keep me safe, right? So establishing partnerships is important as well. So this is our value chain. Just basically showing, where we're getting our profits from, that sort of thing, where the value is sort of added for us. We get the most off of internet sales. Okay? We will have internet sales as well as retail sales. So, we're losing 30% goes to the retail chains that we're going to be getting partnerships with. We have contacted Safeway. We're in negotiations with Safeway to try to get a deal, try to get shelving space with them. So we'll have to expand that a little more, but for now, we're still working on that. This is our revenue and profit 5-year outlook. So it's looking quite good. You can see after about month 30, sales really increases, and we're generally doing quite well. With respect to our cash balances, we have general positive cash balance to about, I believe it's month 15, and then it gets a little bit negative, and in that time we'll be requiring approximately $30,000 because we're doing more expansion to various markets, such as the US. So our exit strategy, the plan is, like I had mentioned before, we're basically establishing these relationships with larger companies. So we're going to try to establish them. Once we establish these relationships, then we're going to try to seek licensing opportunities, try to get a little bit of the royalties, that sort of thing. Still make money off of it, but generally not use the spoil foil as our main product. We can therefore move on to different products. We have one in mind, which is like a home autoclave or something. So if you have little things you want to, but we won't get into that. But anyways, another part of our exit strategy is considering offers to purchase from a larger company. So if Tupperware does say, we'd like to purchase, your whole property, your intellectual property and that sort of thing, then we might say, yeah, okay, depending on the offer they give us, right? We'll see, we'll never know. And then another reason is, or another possible thing, exit strategy would be if we don't succeed on the market, then we might just withdraw from the market as well. That could be possible. Or if we become millionaires and we decide we don't want to do this anymore, then we might just buy a nice yacht. Thanks. Are there any comments?